Every time you run a lipid profile test, you will see total cholesterol, which is a measure of basically the high density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein, the LDL and HDL. That test is intentional because it makes you focus on LDL. And once the LDL are very high, you start thinking, oh, I might end up getting a stroke or a heart attack because this cholesterol is going to clog my arteries and expose me to danger. However, allow me to shock you that on that test, well done, you've done it, but request to go deeper. Either they look at the HDL and the triglyceride ratio, or they can actually go ahead and classify the LDL into these two types. Because the low density lipoprotein, the carrier that carries cholesterol from the liver into the system, has two types again. One of those types is the one that actually causes problems. And the weird part is, it is not even associated with carrying cholesterol. It doesn't even carry the cholesterol. So LDL is classified into two. One is the small dense LDL, small but very dense LDL. And then we have the large and then buoyant LDL. Now on these two, the small dense LDL is the problem because this one, because of its density, it can easily penetrate the walls of the blood vessels, causing you problems, causing you inflammation and all that. But the large buoyant is safe. That's the one that doesn't even carry the cholesterol, and that's where the challenge comes in. So when somebody tells you, oh, you have high LDL, and then diagnoses you with familial hypercholesterolemia, and then they give you a statin or a fibrate or niacin to actually lower this cholesterol, they're actually messing you up, right? Because they are not even lowering the vehicles, they are lowering the one that is carried by the vehicles. They are lowering the cholesterol. And who will now fix the inflammation? And realize you can have high LDL, which is a larger percentage, the small dense LDL. Now that one will expose you to problems generally because of inflammation. But if you have high LDL, but the larger percentage is now the large buoyant, there's no call for alarm because that one is the protective one, is the safe one. So do not pay attention so much on the LDL and HDL. Go deeper.